Hi there, this is Queen Mwangala. Today we're going to talk about the children's rights. Remember that video talking about the universal rights as adults. So today it's the children's rights. Rights are things every child should have or be able to do. All children have the same rights. These rights are listed in the United Nations Convention on the Rights of a Child, and almost every country in the world has agreed to do these rights and to observe them. And these rights are equally important. Sometimes we must have to think about rights in terms of what is best for the children in a situation and in the protection from harm. So what are these human rights for the children? Every child has the inherent right to life, the right from birth to a name, the right to acquire a nationality, the right to be cared for by his or her parents. The child should have the right to freedom of expression, to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. All adults should do what is best for you. When adults make decisions, they should think about what is best for your child and for their child. You have the right to good quality education, to go to school to the highest level, that is tertiary or university or college in other words. The child has the right to freedom of association or freedom of assembly. The child has the right to protection of the law against interference with his or her own privacy, family, home, correspondence, or against unlawful attacks on his or her honor or reputation. The physically challenged child has the right to special care. Every child has a right to enjoyment of the highest attainable standard of health and the facilities of illness and rehabilitation of health. In other words, every child has the right to quality care for health. They have the right to be taken to hospitals, to be cared for, to be given the adequate treatment. Every child has the right to benefit from social security, including social insurance. Every child has a right to rest and leisure, to engage in play and recreation activities. In other words, a child has the right to play. My best friend Cynthia, the other day, she called me complaining that her child was playing too much. I told her that is her right. She's exercising her right to play. Every child has a right to participate fully in cultural and artistic life. Every child has a right to be protected from economic exploitation. Do not use your child to gain economic freedom from other people. A child must be protected from economic exploitation. Every child has a right to prompt access to legal and other appropriate assistance. Every child has a right to a standard of living adequate for the child's physical, mental, spiritual, moral, and social development. Friends, these rights for the children are many, as you can see, from the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child. There are about 34 of them, 43 of them I mean. There are a lot of them, and you can go on the United Nations website and search for the rights. You can find them, and then you can make sure your children know these rights, because when I was growing up, I didn't have many of these rights. I remember back in school when we were going for sports activities, we had this crazy teacher to make us run, and remember I used to say, when you are running like 3,000 meters, I do not want to see your legs. I want to see wind. You tell us, turn those legs of yours into Ferrari cars. I just want to see wind. Sometimes we'll be so exhausted, and if you can't run, you had this big whip, but then you'll be coming to whip us. Coming to think about it, I think my rights were violated. I have the right to be protected from harm. That was bodily harm to start with. So let's make sure that our rights are protected. By the way, I'm not saying that teachers are bad. My mother was a teacher, so I respect all teachers. What I'm saying is, a child at that level, if they are not able to do certain things, they have the right to be protected from bodily harm. So friends, these are the rights for the children. As I said, you can go on the United Nations website, set them, make sure the children know the rights so that they cannot be exploited. As usual, I'd like to hear from you. You can send me a tweet on my Twitter handle at Queen Mwangala, and I'll surely get back to you. Thank you.